What's going on, guys? So in today's video we'll be doing a review on a Walt Disney classic 1955 Lady and the Tramp. This was one of the few films from the Out of the Vault classics that I actually really enjoyed and just thought was really charming. I enjoyed a lot of the musical scores. Of course, the animation was great as always. And like always, the story is based on a novel. The novel that this one is based off of, I believe, came out in 1953. It was The Lady and the Tramp, Story of Two Dogs. The story goes, our main character, Lady, an American Cocker Spaniel, was adopted into a wealthy family with Jim and Darling Deer, and was living a rather pleasant life, being the apple of the owner's eyes. As time passed, Miss Deer was with child, which now diverted their undivided attention to the newly expected baby, which causes Lady to feel unwanted and unneeded. But this is quickly rendered when the baby is born and the owners invite her in to see the beautiful child. It's as if Lady finally realized that this was all the fuss over. Lady was content, or at least until the Deers went on a sudden vacation, leaving her with her Aunt Sarah and her two Siamese cats. Lady gets into a scuffle with these two, and the aunt decides to place a muzzle on her at the local pet store. There, Lady scrambles and run away into the city. Chased by the local dogs, Lady decides to hide in an alley behind a barrel, where Tramp was able to come to her aid. After fighting the dogs and removing her muzzle, they take a stroll through the city, enjoying a gourmet Italian dinner, live music, and soaking up the scenery. The following day, Tramp decides he wants to have a little fun. His version of fun, going to the local chicken house and scaring the living daylights out of him. The owner got upset and began to fire gunshots at the two dogs. As they were running away, Lady was caught by the local dog catcher. From there, she meets up with some of Tramp's friends and learns some of his stories of how he entertains some of the local ladies within the city on a day-to-day basis. Later on, Lady is released from the pound due to her licensing and ownership. Later on, Tramp comes over to her place. After learning of his different affairs with different ladies within the city, Lady doesn't want anything to do with him. She yells at him and tells him to leave. From there, you see a huge rat within an alley creeping up on the house. Lady hears this rat and turns around and begins to confront it. Barking real loudly, she chased the rat as far as she could, causing all kind of commotion. Tramp hears it and comes back to the house and asks her what's going on, see if he could help. She informs him that the rat had went up the side of the house and went into the baby's room. He offers to go inside and see if he can track down the mouse itself. Of course, he finds the rat and he's having a tough time getting him out of the room. Lady eventually gets loose and they all wake up Aunt Sarah through all the commotion that's happening in the room. Of course, the two dogs thought they did a good deed, but Aunt Sarah didn't think so. She places him in a closet where she calls the dog pound to come pick him up and throws Lady into the wine cellar. Later on, Jim and Darling Deer finally make it back home from their sudden vacation, where they notice that Tramp is being placed into the dog catcher's custody. Inside, some sort of way, Lady was able to inform both of the owners of the mix-up and show them where the rat was hiding inside the baby's room. They quickly realized they had misunderstood the situation, ran after the truck that had Tramp to get him released and released into their custody. Here you see Tramp wearing a brand new collar as he is now under Jim and Darling's custody. You see he has a litter of puppies that he's made with Lady, and you see the baby boy from Jim and Darling Deer. And everyone lives happily ever after. Like I said, I actually enjoyed this film. A lot of the characters were extremely charming and the story was good to follow and easy to follow. I just had a few little things that I was catching on and picking up on, and I just thought was kind of funny. So let's check out some of those. Well, first off, in the beginning scene, you're greeted with a beautiful song, Bella Notte, which is an Italian translation for a beautiful night. Lovely song. I'm not a huge musical fan. I don't like musicals. I can't express that enough. But this song I actually liked. I like the classic sort of nostalgia sort of sound from the 40s, 50s, and 60s and things like that. It's weird. Okay, so now they got This poor dog inside of this box. It's Christmas. I'm guessing it's Christmas Eve. Look at this dog in this box. How long has that dog been in there? Give it some air. They got the nerve to have a ribbon on it. Stop. Look at this dog. It is weak from lack of air and heat exhaustion and lack of food. Let that dog out of that pink box. So this is the puppy Lady. So Lady, of course, is a brand new member of the household, and the father has to show it who's boss. It looks as if the dog's been sleeping upstairs with them every night, and they're like, no, you can't sleep up here every night. You're going to have to sleep in the kitchen. But, of course, it gets away with it and does what he wants. What caught my attention, though, was the very next day, or the next morning, what appeared to be the next morning, the dog looks like it's fully grown. And the sheets are different. Now, I get it that it did advance in time. I think it's about 6 months ahead in time, or maybe a few months, something like that. So I totally get it. But at least put that in writing. It was just like, baby, huge Raichu, like, congratulations Pikachu, you evolved. It was just weird. Look at these sheets. Everything about this room is just wrong, bro. Look at that carpet. What are those slippers? It looked like small kidney beans for your feet. Whose perfume is that? Look at the dog. The dog is grabbing him by his pants leg like, come on. Let's go to Bed Bath and Beyond and get better stuff. Of course, the owner kicks the dog away because it's Sunday, so she runs outside. She finds a bone, and she looks like, man, whose bone is this? Like, most dogs have bones in their yard. They know who it belonged to. She looked at it like it was somebody else's, so man, whose was it? Of course, she ended up burying the bone. Then this rat comes out of nowhere. Look at this rat, bro.
What?
Like, what? This rat is huge. Then it got yellow eyes. Everybody else is normal. You're the only one that's demonic. This is another thing that caught my attention. Okay, so they're at the table. I'm guessing they're having breakfast because he still got those kidney beans on his feet. Then he's want to pour coffee into a plate for the dog. I'm assuming that the coffee should be still hot. Why are you giving piping hot coffee to a dog? And then she's gonna give him a Dunkin' Donut. Y'all gonna kill this poor thing. Jeez. So in this scene, they're giving her her license collar. Here it is a baby blue and is like bright gold. So she's super excited about that. Outside, you see Jock. He's burying his bones, and this boy has like a whole bank of them. So I'm wondering, like, are these like his, or is these something that he's stealing from somebody? Cause it's just like he got to acting nervous whenever she came around, and it was just like, dude. So I was wondering, was that bone that she saw, was it his, or did she steal it from him? I don't know. Dog's weird. Here he's telling her that she needs to tell Trusty about her collar. He said that it was smelled like it was very expensive, and that she should have Trusty to take a look at it, which I thought that was odd. Also in this scene, she's expressing how the family is kind of not really paying her much attention and playing her to the left because of the recent, news about the upcoming baby. The dogs instantly catch on to what's going on and begin to have a conversation with her about the birds and the bees. Meanwhile, you see Tramp, he's heading over to his favorite restaurant, Tony's, which throughout this film, everybody refers to him as Tramp. These guys are the only ones that refer to him as Butch, which I thought was, kind of weird. They're the only ones that refer to him as Butch. Everybody else calls him Tramp. So I call him Butch because Tramp just don't sound that good. On his way back from Tony's and having a little delicious bone, he noticed these guys over here talking. So of course he figured, I'm finna bust in on this conversation. What's going on, everybody? And of course, yeah, Jock is pissed off and he confronts him about it and he kicks him out. He's telling them that, you know what, we don't have time for your radical ideas, because the entire conversation he was trying to tell her, you know what, once they get a baby, that's it for you. They get a baby in the house, whatever dog is in there, that dog is adios. So of course, Jock finna kick him out because he's trying to spread negativity all through the house and through the circle of friends, trying to make Lady feel negative. What caught my attention as well, in the early stages here of this pregnancy, I'm pretty sure they didn't have, great access to be able to get ultrasound. They probably had access to get it, but just probably not the greatest. So this early in her pregnancy, where she's not showing at all, she's knitting pink booties. Like, she just was fully confident that there was a girl. I get that you may want a girl, but it was just kind of puzzling to me that she went the extra mile to knit some socks for the baby and didn't even know. Or did she? This was weird. So in this scene, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. Why does she have this grown man get out of bed? Look at his outfit. Look at these pajamas. Bro look like a stale peppermint. What? And then got the nerve to have duck boots on and a pea coat with a green scarf. Told that boy to get up, go outside, and find her some watermelon and chop suey at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not happening. That is so bad of an idea. Even the dog was like, boy, where the hell you going? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You ain't finna find no watermelon or no chop suey in where are they? Are they in Paris? Yeah, you're not gonna find any chop suey at 3 o'clock in the morning in Paris. Sorry. Okay, so why is there breast milk beakers in the window propped up by a piece of wood? Sitting on a piece of wood to balance it with 2 birds next to it? Is that a pencil sharpener with a bird on it? Okay, so these clothes in this scene, like, they just ugly. All right, so these two, all of a sudden, they had the baby, you know. Lady got the chance to meet the baby, have a little sentimental moment. The mom sung La La Lu's Little Star Sweeper, which I thought that was weird as well, to the baby. And now they're leaving. They're going on vacation. That was it. They're going on vacation and leaving the dog with, looks like B. Arthur from Golden Girls, Aunt Sarah, and her, God, these are the creepiest cats. Her 2 Siamese twin cats. And of course, she don't like the dog. She kicks the dog out. But got these 2 ugly cats as pets. And then the scene progressed, and this has to be one of the creepiest scenes. Look at this. They come out of this doggone picnic basket, again, with no air. I don't know what is... Everybody infatuation with, you know, smothering animals in confined spaces, but gee, these 2 hop out the box talking about, we are Siamese, can't you please? No, it was so bad. It was so racially stereotypical how they depicted these cats. Look at their faces, look at their teeth. We don't have to go into this at all. Look at them. Then they said, do you see that thing swimming around and round? They were talking about the fish. They said maybe we can go ahead and push him down and he would drown. What? It's a fish. I get it. You're a cat and you don't know the logistics of a fish, but God, it's a fish. You can't drown it. And then on top of that, it's small. This is like a fruit snack for a cat. And they over there straight plotting on one fruit snack. This is not going to work out. You guys did not properly plan for this. They go on one side of the table and pull the doggone cloth to knock over the fish. And I'm just like, what happened to the reach down and make it drown thing? Y'all just forget that plan. We finna go with this whole break it all on the floor and who cares plan. Idiots. Of course it falls down and it seemed like it's freaking lady's fault. And then they got a short attention span. They done with that and now they heading upstairs. They making plans to go into the baby's room and steal his milk. Soon as lady called wind of that, she was just like, nope, y'all hoes finna get bodied. She tried to body them, but it didn't really work out. And they faked like they actually got bodied. So she get like maybe half a point. And of course, Aunt Sarah took lady, because she took the side of the evil cats, took her to the doggone pet shop to get her muzzled? What? How you out of town in somebody else's house? And you decide you want to muzzle somebody else's animal? Make that make sense. Then the animal scrambles and runs into the city. Runs into these maniac dogs. Look at these dogs. Look how bored and hungry these dogs are. There has to be no action in that alley for a dog to run down the street. There's dogs everywhere in this city. A dog literally runs down the street and these dudes lose it. Look at how crazy the one in the middle looks. What type of teeth is that? He look like Harold off of Hey Arnold. Of course, she hides behind the most stupidest place to hide. Luckily, he comes in like a Power Ranger and saves the day. Now, this one dog, Tramp, bodies all 3 of these dudes. Bites this dude on the neck, like throws this guy into a barrel of cabbage. And let's just be clear here. If you get thrown into any container that's containing cabbage and you look like this, you lost. Wait, are those potatoes? Yeah, y'all definitely got y'all in whooped. And wait, why are there barrels of cabbage and potatoes out in the... How? What type of storage technique is this? Y'all don't have warehouses? Y'all don't have a storage room? A closet? Of course, he tough because he threw them into the cabbage. Boy, you better pick that up. He always talking about how starving he is, and this cabbage right there, and he's not even going to pick it up. Later on, they have to go and get this muzzle removed off a lady's face. So they decide to go to the zoo, which is puzzling to me on this scene because their faces is looking like that because a tree is getting ready to fall because there's a beaver that's located very close to a tree. Why would you place a tree or beaver in this environment where there's trees this tall that could land outside the fence like that? And he's just going to town. He don't even care. They go up to this beaver and they, fast talk him and convince him that the muzzle is actually a log puller. So they ended up giving it to him and tricking him to get it off of her. He bites down on it real hard, gets it off her face, puts it on his face, and the log falls down the hill and dang near decapitates this boy. Man, y'all petty. Then they walk off into the sunset and enjoy the rest of their evening. So now they're walking around and he's like, telling her his stories like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm homeless, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no home, but I make do. I stay with this family. I stay with that family, I get by any means. Then he takes him to his favorite restaurant, Tony's, where of course the owners are nice to him, but this scene is puzzling and it's a little creepy. All right, so this is I'm assuming that this is Tony. And of course he's happy to see Butch, as they call him. Butch ends up easing him over to the corner and showing him that he brought a young lady with him. He sees the dog and instantly catches on that that's his girlfriend. And so did this guy. They both come on like, oh, he got him a little Spanish girl, got you a little girlfriend. You might want to keep this one. And of course he overlooking like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all me. These guys set up a dinner table for them. Look at the breadsticks and the candle and the tablecloth. What time? Look at how dark it is outside. It's at least 8:30. And these boys are clean out here just giving the best service to two dogs. This boy walks out with a menu. This threw me, yo. How is this dog able to even read this? How is he able to know that the dog can read this?
Impossible.
The dog looking like, okay. I know some of these words. Babe, what you want? Hey, do you guys have any cheese fries? No, we don't have any cheese fries, but we got the spicy meatball. They kept making these guys talk like that, and it was pissing me off so bad. Depictions of people's nationalities, it was just so bad, yo. This dude decides he's gonna give them the special spaghetti and meatballs. Of course, his partner got common sense and is like, Tony, dogs don't talk. What are you talking about? He gets mad and be like, no, but he's talking to me. And he was just like, all right, man, fine. He's talking to you. I don't care. These boys literally serve these dudes a big plate of spaghetti and meatballs. I mean, look at this table, bro. Like, I don't even get this type of service at Olive Garden. These boys got the nice, clean tablecloth, 3 fresh French baguettes, candle lit in the middle of the night. And to make matters worse, this boy hop out the restaurant, left all the customers inside of the restaurant starving and without service and no one to complain to so that he can come out here and do a number for the dogs.
What?
And he brought help. Why are you What is going on with this Mario and Luigi stuff going on right now? What is happening? These boys are straight outside serving, singing, and serenading dogs at like 8:30 at night. What is this herb right here? Is that parsley? Like, look at how close and like sexual he's trying to be with this song. And look at his face. He like, yeah, go ahead and soup her up, bro, so I can take her home and finish the job. What is happening in this scene? And she's liking it. Then he slides in on the other side and he just, look at how he look. He looking like, what's going on? What you about to say? He over here got the ukulele and just like putting on the tune. But these boys looking like, man, I don't care what y'all sing, as long as it's food free. And of course, get a room. And he slides a ball to her. Of course, she's smitten by it. She likes it, the singing, the serenade, the balls, the meat, the spaghetti. And she's gazing just so elegantly at the sky and looking up at people's dirty laundry. Okay? She's gazing intensively and all eloquently in a sparkle in her eye at somebody's drawers. What are these? Did somebody cut a hole in the middle? What is happening to these drawers? Why are there matching socks? What kind of sheet is that? There's no bed that they can go on. It's not a pillowcase. Don't tell me it's a pillowcase. Look at these socks. Look at how long these socks are. What type of what type of system is this? I'm so glad this is over with, bro. Then these dudes, they find their way into the park. Who is JM and EB? These two walking around. But she turns and look like, yo, what the hell is that? Part of me was wondering, was that Jim and Darling? But I didn't know for sure. And it was dark outside, so maybe she couldn't exactly see. Them boys left to go on a vacation to go to the park. Y'all lame as hell out here. Any excuse to put an owl in one of Disney films. They got an owl in Dana every single film. And of course they stayed chilling over here at the fake drive-in. Look at all these people in these carts. Why is there 4 people in this cart? What is getting ready to happen? And there's one way over tucked away in the corner, and here go the dogs, giving everybody the show. Morning time. This boy wakes up chipper as hell, ready to go and scare some chickens. I'm not understanding why this dude was like wanting to go and do this, but yeah, this dude literally wanted to go and scare chickens like at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was at this very moment that she realized this fool crazy as hell. He like, hey, it's big fun, isn't it? Yeah, until somebody shoots at you with a double-barrel shotgun. So they had to hightail it out of there. And of course, as they're running, somebody snatches her up, takes her right to the dog pound. We inside the dog pound, this boy in here boo-hooing, big tears. And I'm thinking maybe it's because the food that's next to him is terrible, because what is that? Is that meatloaf with raspberries on it? I'd be crying too. But no, that's not why this boy crying. This boy crying because these boys will not shut up singing in the wrongiest of keys. Look at them. They look like they're all off all type of keys. So they lock her up for no reason. She got the license on her neck. I'm not understanding why they still locked her up. Of course, everybody got to make fun of her. And Jonah and Roaster.
Wait.
Then they go with the stereotypes again. It's a freaking bulldog that's British. This guy is from Brooklyn, it looks like. And she looks completely lost. Yes, it's a Chihuahua. And yes, it was Mexican. Moving on. Stop it. We're moving on. Here they're explaining how Tramp has all these different girls and these different female companions that he entertains. And the person who's telling this story is Peggy, this Pekingese, right? I think that's how you say it. And for some odd reason, she just couldn't sing it regular. She had to twerk and sing it as well. Strange. Of course, Lady was released back into custody due to her ownership, and cool. Back at home, these two are gearing up to get the courage to ask Lady out, in marriage. And both of them are like, hey, we're on the same page. We're gonna both ask her, and whoever she picks, it's gonna be fine with me. I'm gonna be content with the decision. Like, these boys are for to spit that game. So they walk over real smooth to the doghouse like, saw you from across the room. And she was just like, nah, I ain't really feeling y'all. And then of course she heard a noise, and it's none other than Dead Boy. So naturally everybody's super excited. He walks over, and of course she curves that boy in the tremendous proportion, and he gets some shade thrown on him, 1950 style. What catches me though is this next scene, and this huge rat pops up again. But notice how this rat doesn't knock anything over. It doesn't make any noise. It doesn't do anything alarming. It's kind of tiptoeing around. Yet some kind of way, she can always sense it. I get it. The dogs have a higher sense of smell. And with rain soaking up a rat, it's probably even worse. But man, that girl be on 10. And every time she see it, she turn up. Like, this girl be on 10. Big fella, get back here. And of course, she barking, she yelling and all that. The rat runs up the side of the house and goes right into the baby's room. Of course, all this noise she's making, Tramp hears it, comes back like, dang girl, what the hell is you back here doing? So she like, yo, it's a rat that went up the side of the house, went into the baby's room. I'm trying to get it, but I'm chained down. He like, man, say less. So he goes into the house to go to the baby's room and get this rat. Needless to say, the boy be getting like sent to the side and talked about and dogged and all that, and still be having people's back, like still be looking out for everybody. Like, man, shout out to my boy Butch. Then he finds the rat, and this is how it looks. Look at it. What type of demonic creature is this? Look how long his tail is. Why did they have to give him yellow eyes? I get some animals are nocturnal, and when the light hit their eyes, they do like a little reflective thing. But that is not the case. This boy's eyes look like warm candle lanterns. That boy is possessed. Then he chases him around the room, and then his eyes start to look like that. Now they starting to get all creepy because his eyes didn't look like that at first. So I thought it was just really strange how they sort of added that detail there to his eyes and made him look possessed too. This girl was so angry outside, she ripped the chain right off the house, heads inside, comes upstairs to find this boy with the rat in his jaws. But instead of just like breaking the rat in half with his jaws or killing it or maybe throwing it outside, he just throws it to the other side of the room and kicks the baby doggone crib over. You easily could have just like threw it down, jumped down. You could have easily killed it here. But no, let's fling it to just one part of the room that we've already been at and then kick the baby over. Who cares about it? Of course, Aunt B. Arthur wakes up with, girl, what you got on? What do you have on? This girl look like a grocery bag, a reusable one. I want to shop at Aldi's with that, Schnucks with that, Big Lots with that. This boy come out the corner limping, licking his arm like he done been in a straight battle. It was a rat. How this dude beat up 3 whole dogs? And I mean bodied them, threw them into cabbage and potatoes. Why was that cabbage outside? I'm still upset about that. They think they really did a good job though. Like they think they did what they were supposed to do. They looking up at her like, yeah, we did a good thing, right? Nope. She threw that boy into a closet and grabbed her and threw her into the wine cellar. Of course, they just not getting home. Where have y'all been? There's been nothing but turmoil. Lady had been muzzled and sprayed in the face, locked into a wine cellar. Your baby done got ate by a rat. Where have y'all been? And why did y'all leave all of a sudden? Your baby is 3 hours old. They see the dog catcher and want to go up to him and ask him, hey, what's going on? Well, you haven't been here. That's what's going on. Why is her dress that blue? She like a Power Ranger. Go, go. She gets into the house. In some kind of way, the dog is able to communicate with them and let them know, hey, come upstairs and come into this room and look under this thingamajig. Here's the rat. They were able to pick up on the fact that there was a rat in the house, that the dog that was sent to the dog catcher was here with her fighting the rat, and some kind of way that was a mistake, and they need to go chase it down, catch him, get the dog released. Dog catchers pound and get it released into their custody, and Trusty gets ran over halfway. Like, what is happening? This is all you guys' fault. Then the scene progressed. He has this face on his face, a new necklace because he's now under their custody. There's a tree branch because it's Christmas, and they have a whole litter of puppies together. Him and Lady got busy, and we finally get to see the full face of the baby boy. He looks like Ron Howard. Oh, look, we got, hey, man, look, limping back into the game. Gangsta Trust. Man, big gangster coming over here limping back into the game. Let's go. What is that outfit you have on? You deserve to fall this way. You deserve to fall flat on your face with this dashiki sweater you have on. You deserved it. Let that baby go. He's over here telling them about how he broke his foot by slam dunking on LeBron. He getting ready to lie some sort of way. And they all live happily ever after. All fun aside, great movie. Great story. The music was fine. I enjoyed it. I don't like musicals, but I was actually able to enjoy this one and get into it. The animation is always beautiful with these movies. They always do an excellent job. And yeah, this is my review on it. That was my take. I hope you guys like the content. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later, man. Peace.